down. That shit was amazing.
Right.
Great. Cut me off.
I know.
Welcome everybody to another goddamn horror podcast.
We're recording in the middle of arguing.
Yeah, we're listening to we were just listening to Graham utter some bullshit. So I just said, fuck it, we're moving forward.
See, that's the thing, is I can't even be mad at Graham because my sister agrees with him. So it's just like, and my sister's my favorite person in the world. So like I can't even
listen, it wasn't bad. We're talking about Smile. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was that good.
So to everybody, just so everybody knows, that two of us absolutely love Smile and one of us is wrong. So that's that's anyways, welcome to another goddamn horror podcast. Graham already said that. What's going on?
I said that part.
Brooklyn, I know. Brooklyn guys.
Not a lot. It's like very Tim Burton-y actually out here.
Really?
Rainy as fuck. It was rainy as fuck today.
Really?
Yeah.
It's actually kind of like sunny and weird, and it's Portland fall. Like exactly what you think Portland fall would look like. It looks like it today, except that it's kind of a clear, like cloudy, clear blue sky.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. It's nice.
Sounds like a nice Portland day.
60s.
I thought we moved on from the weather.
Oh yeah,
we did actually. We kind of now like that. It sucks us back in because we have to deal with it every day. So it's just like
right. It's like it's a kind of like a retro. It's throwback episode. That's what we're doing.
Oops, we threw back.
Oops, we made a mistake. We're going to get into an episode today with all recommendations. It's been kind of we haven't had an episode out in a while, so we decided we've been watching a lot of good shit, and we want to make sure that everybody's kind of up to date on where we're at, and the movies that we're enjoying out there. I've had a lot of time to watch a lot of good stuff lately, and I'll tell you, it's been post Halloween. There's usually a big drop off, but I haven't felt that. Like I actually
not at all.
There's been a lot of great movies and a lot of good shit out, and so we're gonna go that. We also we tried to record an episode. We've had a couple people on the docket and that haven't worked out for whatever reason, and that happens. That's we
fucking the holidays, man. Everybody's like busy and post holiday shit. And, like I get it.
We've not showed up actually for the guests who didn't show up for us. So shit happens in this world, and so. We're always just happy to get anybody. But first, we want to point out something really exciting to everybody. Do you want to say it, Jonas, or should I say it?
I mean, I can say it. I mean, it is pretty exciting. It's I don't know if we've talked about it before. It's an exciting new thing apparently that we're doing. No, it's actually.
Wait, weren't we doing this at the end of the episode?
No, we're doing it at the beginning, man.
We're doing this part at the beginning.
We're popping the cherry at the beginning of it to make
I don't
sure
even
that
know what we're doing then.
Graham,
I'll catch up.
Okay, yeah, please.
Graham. I don't know if Graham, have you been eating edibles? Is that what's going on? No, he's vaping.
No, I got a pen today.
Yeah. He's we're talking about.
I'm on the go.
We're talking about the $1 Patreon. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
$1 Patreon.
Now I'm caught up.
Here's what you get with the $1 Patreon, guys. Fucking, you get access to the feed. That's that's about it. But you don't get any extra shit aside from that. Do you know why? Because you're paying $1 to support us so that we can actually give you more shit, so that we can actually do cooler shit, and that we can make shit that we can send to you. Because that's what we want to do. We want to make stuff. We want you to have things that you can watch and listen to, and
we want to spread horror.
We want you to feel things in your hands. We don't give you shit, but unfortunately, because we live in the world that we do, that costs fucking money. So that's why we put the $1 one out there, because we're like, listen, you want cool shit, we want to give you shit. Let's meet in the middle. All right,
exactly. But it's a $1 appreciation deal, and I mean, like, I hate to just be on here like asking for money, but like. It's tough. It's a tough world out here to get this to happen. So we need money for advertising and swag and things like that. So if you do like the show, $1 a month, if it helps, if all hundreds of you
listen, helps a lot.
It helps a lot. You know what I mean? We just got our Spotify Wrapped, and it was amazing. 26 countries, I think it was. It's we're one of the top shared episodes, and that's all y'all, and we really appreciate you.
Cool.
It's so cool. And if you just want to take the time to drop one measly $1 a month on us, that would be amazing. And the one thing I do got to say about the Spotify Wrapped, to bring it back around to that real quick, somehow New Zealand this past year fell into 5th place. And I got to say, New Zealand, get it together. Okay. I love you so much.
So dramatic.
Like, yeah, we love you. This is fine.
This is, you need to tell, but like, I want to be to be quite honest with you, Australia came in number 2. I'm just going to be real honest that Australia came in number 2 this past year. So I'm just saying, and I love Australia. I love Australia. I've never been, but people have told me my whole life.
You're gonna go to Australia and a kangaroo is gonna beat the shit out of you. You're gonna be like, I don't like Australia anymore.
No. Here's the deal: is if I was beat up by a kangaroo, it would be like one of the greatest moments of my life. Think about that. Be like, what happened to you, man? Oh man, I got my ass kicked about a kangaroo. You'd be like,
kangaroo fucked me up.
You'd be like, holy shit, dude! Like that's rad. You know what I mean? It's like
knowing my luck, I would go there
unless you're saying that through wires through your teeth.
Yeah. If you're like,
kangaroos are gonna fuck you up,
dude. Have you seen the fucking buff kangaroo that they have?
Mm-hmm.
The one I thought that was just a meme. I thought that was bullshit, and then I saw that buff kangaroo hopping around the kangaroo reserve or whatever the fuck you call them, wherever kangaroos take steroids and hit hard reps. That kangaroo is out.
Melbourne.
Fucking that kangaroo is there, dude. Australia is one of my favorite countries that I've never been to, and it also horrifies me.
Yeah.
I've seen so many things in Australia that are just like, how have you not burned it? The whole thing.
Well, the monsters, the monsters are pretty cool. They're terrifying.
Yeah.
But what also, we were talking about it with one of our guests, and we were talking about how isolated they feel and stuff, and it's because of the monsters, the isolation, and it's always on fire.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's fucking for real there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they build them tough. Anyways,
I'm gonna have my friend Pete Roski, who lives in Australia. I'm gonna have him walk to the coast and flip off New Zealand so that they can start a war. About that's all it's gonna be. He's gonna hold up a sign and be like, "We're number 2," and then New Zealand's gonna have to be like, "Fuck you. We're gonna make it better now. We're gonna beat you." So it's just I'm gonna start a turf war between the two.
And you have to understand how much we love New Zealand.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
New Zealand to me is I want to be New Zealand's number 1. You know what I mean? I want us to be I want to do our next fest in New Zealand. And you think I'm being joking or being funny?
Not at all.
Not at all. I'm dead. I'm literally, you can ask these two guys. I've literally brought it up.
Yeah,
from day one. I think.
From day one, yeah. I was like, let's go to New Zealand.
You've been a New Zealand stan since the beginning.
I am a New Zealand stan. That's why it hurts me to see 5. That 5 is the bottom of the list. They don't. It's not a top 10.
There's no 6.
There's no 6. You know what I mean?
Not.
Well,
repeat all that, but slide Canada in there for me.
Canada's
there you go.
And also, that might be easier to get to a fest.
It would be. The
Ryan's leaving.
He is. He's like, we said Canada, and he's like, fuck this, I'm out.
Yeah.
But what's funny about New Zealand? They have so much cool horror that's attached to New Zealand, whether it's in New Zealand proper or it's right outside of New Zealand.
Right.
So there's so many different horror films that have come from New Zealand directors, from New Zealand settings. There's some dope shit that comes from that area. And I think it would be just a cool thing if New Zealand could, maybe fucking tune in a little bit more and pop up that list a little bit more so that we can really scream from the rooftops.
Yeah, just tell your friends.
And particularly if your friend's name is Jermaine Clement. How about that?
That would be a good friend.
That would be a good friend to have. Anyways, enough housekeeping, enough dogging on other countries. Just so you know, we do love you all. And
we just recommended New Zealand,
much.
so
we love you all very much. And
we just gave New Zealand a hard recommendation.
Yeah,
are we going into recommendations?
Yeah, we have
I got one that can roll right off that conversation.
Okay, do it.
Fucking do it.
It's music. It's the band is called Dead Kelly. and they've got an album called Australian Made. And there's a song called Push Forward Fucking Engage, and it's one of the greatest videos I've ever seen.
Wait, is that Push Forward Fucking Engage or Fuck and Engage?
Fucking Engage. So it's spelled Fucken.
Okay.
They talk a lot about Australia and getting drunk, and it's really fucking awesome. But Dead Kelly, yeah. I guess it's metal. I don't know, Australian metal. I'm not really sure. Check it out.
I've never heard of Australian metal,
but it's got the giant roided out kangaroo on the cover.
I know you just showed Kelly on the cover, which is wild.
Yeah.
Dude, if I still drank, it would be like so wild to get drunk in Australia. Like you'd get drunk and like fight a cave spider, like just,
right.
Fucking insane.
It would be the most dangerous place.
Oh God, there's so many things you could get in trouble. Just getting drunk in Australia.
Like sometimes I feel like I would actually like my drinking would actually make my life better if I was in different places. Like when I was in Scotland, like I kind of felt like I was sober in Scotland, but I look at the people drinking there and I was like, oh, like the way I drank and was insane when I was drunk is kind of just how they are here.
Sure.
And so maybe the problem was where I'm not going to start drinking again, but it did cross my mind that like maybe just a place that was a little bit more understanding of an insane Ryan would be so.
Dude, Scotland, I've known some Scottish people that, man, when they drink like it's a professional sport. Like it is wild. I would never, like, even at my most cocaine fueled, I would not be able to keep up with a Scottish drunk. Like I couldn't do it. I would die. There's no way.
Right. All right. So Jonas, you got a recommendation?
I do. Theaters, The Menu. So here's the thing. I'm first off, I'm not going to spoil anything. It's a movie that I thought I was going to like a little bit. Kind of like it when I saw the previews, I was like, okay, this like has potential to be really cool, but it has more potential to be pretty shitty. Like I was kind of worried.
It was riding that middle.
Yeah.
Like I was excited, but I was bracing for disappointment.
That is exactly the way I walked into that movie. I was just like, all right, please don't please be at least fun. And I'll tell you what, man, it takes directions that you don't expect. It's got a really cool tone throughout the whole movie where it's got like the dark comedy horror vibe. But it's not full blown comedy, but there's definitely comedic aspects to it because it's satirical towards food culture. And the performances in the movie, fuck, dude, they're so good. Like just across the board, everybody that's in it plays their character very well. Ralph Fiennes, as the chef, he is not everything that you think he is based off the trailer, which is good. Like they did a really good job.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, they did a really good job with the trailer. Tonally, it's good. Acting's good. Like it's definitely a horror movie, but it's one of those ones that rides the line a little bit. But I would still firmly put it within horror. But it's in theaters right now, and I would highly recommend that people go see it while it's still in theaters. They do a lot of. It
sounds similar in vibe to Bodies.
Yeah, kind of. Because like with Bodies, Bodies was almost a horror whodunit. In a sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, but it was also like it was funny, but like it still was horror-y. But yeah. Like it leaned towards, I don't know, the absurd. Like Alice, the character Alice, just with the Dayglow stuff, she was incredible. I loved her.
Right.
Anyway, I'm sorry to derail it with Bodies.
No, you're good. That's a good thing to mention because the thing with The Menu is that it is kind of absurd. Like the absurdity of it is also very based in reality. So like I said, it's in theaters. I would recommend seeing it in theaters if you can, because they do some really cool stuff with the sound engineering in it. So if you get the chance to see it in theaters, cool. But if not, it'll still be fully effective at home. So yeah, my first recommendation is The Menu.
That's great.
Yeah. Ryan, what you got?
Boy, do I go for the big one? There's two movies I'm going to recommend at the same time. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go. I watched it today. and I was so stoked. And Troll. I'm just gonna say.
Oh, I can't wait to see that.
Troll on Netflix. It is like, like the CGI is kind of fun. It's kind of a cool story. It's really an action horror. Like it's like an action movie. Like, like Troll busts out. This isn't any spoiler. Troll busts out, and like the woman whose dad is like an expert on troll, and she's like a paleontologist, like looking at, she's brought in by the government to help fight the troll. And like, that's no spoilers. What it really comes down to is like, and I was thinking about it a lot, between Troll, the movie Troll 2, like the old B movie fun one, and then also like Troll Hunter. Trolls are fucking rad. Troll movies are great. Troll movies are great. Like, I don't know like why there's not more of them, because like they're rad.
So big.
They're so big.
They're hard to work with.
Yeah, they're hard to kill.
They are hard to work with.
but
they're like kids.
They're very
that's the rule. Being. It's like, don't work with kids, animals, or trolls.
Troll. Right.
That's the Hollywood rule.
Sometimes it's all three of those things.
But the movie does a really good job. It's beautifully shot. It's super like
it looks so
it's
good.
Super like crystal clear and glossy. I watched it on, I have a big 4K TV, and it just looked fucking gorgeous. And like, and it's just like, it's a good movie. It's got a little bit of heart to it. It's got a like, but it's just like a big ass monster movie. And boy, I got to tell you, like, God, like I just love a monster movie, and I just like watched it. And by the end, I was like, oh, this is just like, it's just like, it was actually like literally what I needed. Like I didn't realize I needed it so much, but when it was over, I was like I just felt like it's like they took something off my back. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like it was
like some pressure.
Yeah, it was that fucking emptiness after Troll Hunter. I just wanted more trolls.
Exactly.
Like, that movie fucking ruled so much. And I love that they went into like the different types of trolls and like the backstory. And that shit was amazing.
And there's a little
and like this sounds like
it could almost be in the same universe. I mean, to be honest with you, but like it's
I honestly thought it was a sequel.
Yeah,
a lot of people did.
It isn't, but it's just but it's the same sort of like idea of it. And I don't know, like it's just a fucking
more trolls,
more trolls, and I don't know, like it was
that makes me so excited, because we're gonna watch 2 movies tonight, and that's one of them.
And it's half in Norwegian and half in English, which I like, especially for Netflix release, because I like that they're like, sorry, you got to put the phone down and fucking read sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's not easy.
Oh, you got to pay attention to the movie.
And I will say there are nights where I'm super tired, where I just want to watch a horror movie and I don't want to read anything. And like, there's no disrespect to people. And if you struggle reading, like, no ableism from the folks here at Another Goddamn Horror Podcast. But
never.
But if you can read, and you can like go give it a shot, and
if you have the choice.
If you have the choice, you have some really great movies out there. So
100%.
Fuck yeah.
Some of my favorite shit. Well, I think one of my favorites, easily, Satan's Slaves.
One.
Like those 2 movies I just saw recently, and I guess I'll recommend those. I guess we have before, but no, I'll do something else. I'll do bodies, since we already kind of talked about it.
Okay.
I just saw it for the first time. I know you guys saw it a while ago, and you said, watch out for Pete Davidson, and his death. It's not really a spoiler, but so I was like, oh, all right, I'll keep an eye out. And I was very confused. And by the end of the movie, I didn't really remember anything about him. And then everything turned around so fucking well, and so funny, and so perfect. I don't know, just when them fighting over the gun is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like, nobody's doing anything right. Like, nobody, like they're all just screaming and battering around, and like they're yelling at each other, and like, but like trying to be like woke and stuff, or emotional. Like, I don't know. It was so fucking good, and I thought exactly how those types of people would act in a horror 100%. Like, it was so fun to see. And that Alice character with the fucking what do you call him? The Dayglow, not Dayglow.
Yeah, you're
glow
talking about
sticks.
the rave necklaces.
Yeah. She's got like all that shit on, and just and everybody in it was great. I didn't realize Lee Pace was in it. He's amazing.
Yeah.
So
I just love Pete Davidson. I love Pete Davidson in general, but I just love him saying, "I want to look like I fuck." Like it's really like one of the
like I fuck because I look like I fuck.
Yeah, he's like, that's kind of the vibe that I give off. Like, it's just like everybody's just like, that actually is the vibe that you give off. Like,
but like that's seriously, like he's so perfect in that movie. And that movie is just it's like so fun. And it's just so like fun. That's why, like, because in case our listeners don't know, Bram really loves fun horror, and not even just comedy horror, but just like fun horror in general.
Yeah,
and
bizarre, weird,
and I'm going to say Bodies is about as fun horror as it gets. Like, because it is just a fun ride, and it's just like, and it's just so fucking absurd. And
it's less slapstick than Tucker and Dale. But it's up there in humor, I think.
In the same almost the
same
vein.
writing was really, really good, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
It felt like A24 presents a series of unfortunate events. Like you know, like it
was great. It was
it was super, super good. So my next one that I want to recommend is one that I'm pretty sure neither of you have seen because it just came out in theaters. And I got to see an early release of it, and I was sworn to secrecy. So this is the first time that I'm even telling you guys that I saw it. That is Violent Night.
Oh yeah,
it is fucking awesome. Like,
looks rad,
dude. Here's the thing: I actually kind of thought it was going to be like kind of phoned in and shitty. Like, I didn't think it was going to be that great. I thought it was going to be full of just like Christmas puns and shit, and it was just going to be a bad script. Dude, it's hilarious. It's fun. It's very violent. Like, it is. They do not shy away from that R rating at all. Like, it's like if you're looking for a fun action horror, like this is that in spades. Like, it is probably the quintessential action horror.
Is it better than Die Hard?
It's Die Hard with horror and Santa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that.
Well, because that's what I keep hearing. It's Die Hard. Well, somebody said it's Die Hard on Christmas, and I wanted to fucking. But
that's all. That's an entire episode.
As Santa, like, and no, I was like, I hope it's better than that. Honestly.
It is better. No, it's okay. So you know how Die Hard is for sure just Die Hard is a meat and potatoes action movie. Like,
yeah,
the
and
whole
it's just it gets in through a fluke. I mean, there's some Christmas stuff in there, but fucking Gremlins is the Christmas movie.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. But no, this one, the acting is good. The look of it is good. The script is cool. The script is not like amazing, but it's fun. Like, it's a fun script. And David Harbour is so fucking good. Like,
he's really just good.
Yeah, he's great. He's a fucking treasure, that guy.
I'm one of the ones.
He was good as Hellboy.
I was going to say, I was one of the few people that was like on the outside of that, where I was like, dude, all right, that Hellboy fucking ruled. Like, that was a fun
it wasn't
Hellboy.
Bad at all.
Yeah,
it was
that was
good.
fun.
But Ron Perlman it's hard. It's real hard. And I think everybody made up their mind beforehand.
Well, that's because Ron Perlman looks like Hellboy without makeup. So
exactly.
Like, that's why. But also the new Hellboy, the most recent one with David Harbour, it was a fun Hellboy splatter movie. Like, they turned the Hellboy up to 1,000 on that one. But yeah, Violent Night is amazing for what it is. Like, if you want just a fun Christmas horror film, that's what this is. Because it's a little horror, it's a little home invasion, it's a little Christmas. It's like the Christmas aspect of it is actually kind of a little bit more nuanced than I thought it would be. Like, I thought it was just going to be like Christmas. It's not exactly as much Christmas as you think. It just happens to be that Santa Claus is the one that's like, oh, and now I get to fuck you guys up. Like, so it's fun. Like, it is a legitimately fun movie.
Is he playing the legit real Santa Claus?
1,000%. And also,
I love that.
yeah. He's playing Santa Claus, but like with John Wick fighting ability, and also with like,
what's he do the 11 months out of the year?
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what he was. And then
CrossFit,
but also with Santa magic. So like,
that kicks ass.
That's a thing that I have to tell you that is not a spoiler, but it is something that gives you anticipation. He gets to use Santa magic, so like it's fucking fun.
So good.
Yeah. Ryan, what you got?
I'm gonna put two movies together.
Okay.
Because they both fill the same space for me. And they're both like psychological thriller horrors. One is Homebound.
Oh yeah.
And the other is Resurrection.
Oh yeah.
I want to see Resurrection.
Yeah, Resurrection's on Shudder. Homebound on I forget what it's on. But Homebound,
I think, is on Prime actually.
Yeah, and both Homebound is like 70 minutes, which is actually something I kind of like. Like it's
like a nice tight movie.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a real simple fucked up story, and the anticipation is hard. It was very hard for me not to look at like what was going on in it, because I'm like an anxious person, so sometimes I will peek at the ending online, you know what I mean, just to know what I'm looking for. But this one, because it was 70 minutes, I could write it out to the end because it is very intense. But it's very well done. It's a very good like family terrible thing. It's rough. It's not necessarily fun, but it's an interesting story. And the woman who plays Holly in it, do you have her name right there by any chance?
I don't know. I don't.
I was wondering with Graham. Not, and this isn't to be confused with Housebound, which is a tremendous movie,
right?
But Aisling Loftus, I would love to have her on the show because she plays Holly, the main character, and fucking kills it and sells it so well that it improves the movie. The movie's got a little bit of The Lodge to it, a little bit of
fuck those kids.
Yeah, it's in so it's very good. And
every time somebody talks about The Lodge, I'm immediately like, fuck those kids.
They did what they had to do.
Yeah, torment a mentally ill person. Like that's exactly what they had to do.
And then Resurrection. Boy, is
I've heard that's heavy.
It's heavy as hell.
As fuck. Yeah,
and it's going to be very polarizing, maybe even on this podcast in general, because it is. It follows the beat of its own drum. I mean,
fun would not be the word for it. It's not a fun movie, but it's a great movie.
You saw it, Jonas?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, it's
So Ryan's specifically talking about me.
No, it's actually no. It could have been Jonas either, because there's an A24 quality to it without it being an A24. It's not as and this isn't a dig on A24 movies, but it's not as pretentious as an A24 movie. But it does sort of.
I love A24, and A24 is firmly placed up its own ass.
Exactly.
So we don't. Yeah,
and that's fine. And I love a ton of those movies, but also Jonas can also not really like The Witch and The Lighthouse, and what I mean. So it's not just you, Graham. Actually, which are movies you like. I'm saying so it can. Anyways, people are going to see it and be like, "What the fuck is this?" And because it does reach there aren't a lot of answers. This isn't a spoiler, and it fully lives in sort of a like you might not really know what's going on.
I'll tell you this: I almost hated this movie. I'll say that. That. I ended up loving it, but I almost hated it.
Yeah, but
that sounds rough.
But Rebecca Hall and Tim Roth. Tim Roth, people just I think everybody likes Tim Roth, but I don't know if we give him the love he needs.
He's great.
Of just what an amazing character actor he is, and he is so, and both of them sell this so hard, that it is it's intense. And I'm not going to even get into the story, because to be honest with you, it's pretty out there. It's it's and you don't really know what's real and what's not, and what's it is an interesting film. But I just think from an art perspective, I think it was fucking gorgeous. And I think that the people, and I think that the acting was tremendous. I think it's very well written. I think the 8-minute monologue she gives in the middle of it, like, left me like, ugh. Like anyways,
it's right up there with that Pearl monologue.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fabulous movie. So I'm going to say they both take the same space because they're both like, I mean, technically, I think if you really argued that they're both psychological thrillers, but I would also argue that they're both horror movies. So like, so that is that. Homebound.
Graham,
awesome.
Graham, what you got?
I'm gonna go. I've been listening to lately a lot of NoFX. Their new album just dropped. It's called Double Album. It's just a single album. They released. They said they were going to release a double album a couple years ago, and then they released single album, and then they just released double album. So, well, I don't know. They're weird.
Well, they're funny like that. Like they
are. Yeah, no, I love it.
I think a real missed opportunity for NoFX, and maybe if I ever talk to Fat Mike, I'm going to tell him this, is they should have released a record during the pandemic called Manic Pandemic. But that's just
hey guys, you want me to drop? You want me to drop some sweet intel on you right now, live on the podcast here?
Yes.
I am currently working on potentially getting Fat Mike.
Ooh.
No, that would be fucking amazing.
Because one of our people that we work with kind of has a connection to him, and he's doing something right now that might go along with us. So
wow.
So that's great. No, I started listening to a bunch of their old stuff and going back through like some of their shit. Their cover of Vincent about Vincent van Gogh is one of the greatest. That song makes me cry. And not the original version. I don't give a fuck. I don't even know who did it, but this version, fucking holy shit. And like, they're funny as fuck. I just posted their video for Xmas and X'd. They're just their whole career I've loved, except for like the first album kind of sucks. Yeah. But the first couple, actually.
Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that happens, and they don't hit their stride.
What's the one with like?
They started to get into their thing with S&M Airlines.
Yeah, S&M Airlines is okay. Like, things like
it's
that.
Okay.
I think they hit their stride at Ribbed. I think Ribbed and Longest Line become like to me. That's
I think White Trash, Two Heaves and a Bean is pretty great.
Yeah, but Ribbed is 2 albums before that.
It is.
Yeah.
But I think going through, like, I think even up to
White Trash, Two Heaves and a Bean has freaking like Sticking in My Eye on it, which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah, they haven't put out an album that I've been disappointed in.
Yeah, so no.
So NoFX is, I don't know. I've just been listening to them a lot lately.
Fuck yeah.
Dope.
My next one's going to be a trailer recommendation. It's not something I usually do. Fucking Cocaine Bear.
Dude. Oh, I was gonna do that for my last one.
Dude, when I saw the poster a while ago, like fucking months ago, and I was like, that's got to be fake. There's no way they're actually making that movie. And also, by the way, the poster, whenever that poster potentially goes on sale, that is going on my fucking wall. That is such a cool poster. But also, when the trailer came out, I was like, oh no, like it's either this can go one of two ways. And then as soon as it started, like you mentioned this, Graham, as soon as it started and it was a major studio release, it's like, fuck, okay. Like,
yeah, I saw the poster and I was like, yeah, this is going to fucking rule. Cause it looks very indie horror or just weird.
It looked like an A24. It looked like an A24 movie.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think the poster looked that way at all. I thought it reminded me more of like Massacre Academy and stuff like that. And so I was like, pretty excited. It looked very indie to me at first glance. And then I started finding out the names and everything. I got real nervous. I figured it would be cop police, detectives doing their fucking
an investigation about a Coke bear.
Yeah, and or at least I figured they were going to shift it to like the Coke dealers or something. Right. Like, how are you going to get? Like, I know the story. The bear actually died fairly quickly. It wasn't nice. Like, but he didn't.
No, he died of kidney failure.
Failure. Yeah, and it was like a couple hours later, and he did act weird, but it was like nothing. So I started getting.
That's what
really
happens when
nervous.
you eat 10 pounds of cocaine. It's just
But I saw the trailer, yeah, and I was like, "Whoop!" News favorite superhero.
Yeah,
he's a fucking superhero.
Here's the thing, dude. Like, so if you're gonna make a movie, like, if for anybody that doesn't know about the real story, back in like 1995 or like it was 95, I think. So there was some corrupt DEA agents that were drug smugglers, and they had too much cocaine in their plane, so they just started throwing cocaine bricks out of their plane. They were just like, we have too much of this shit that we stole, we have to throw it away. So they threw these cocaine bricks out of their plane, and one of them landed in the forest, and a black bear was just like, oh shit, cocaine. And it like fucking ate an entire brick of cocaine, and it died relatively quickly, but before it died, it went on a fucking rampage, a coked out rampage through the forest, and it didn't go out and like, slaughter people in as much as, it just was a bear on cocaine. So
it was just an aggressive, a very aggressive bear, I'm sure.
It was a bear that was having a fucking bad day. Like that's
or
really
the best day of his life.
One of it, we don't know. But here's the other thing: the cocaine bear, the actual cocaine bear, is still in Kentucky where this happened, and you can go visit the cocaine bear. Like it's dead.
Wow.
Like it's dead for sure. But they kept it, and they were like, now it's a tourist attraction. You can go meet.
Sure.
Yeah,
go meet.
It's going to be a much bigger one now too.
Yeah. So, dude, the trailer
Holy
is
fuck.
Dude, it's like it is the perfect blend of horror comedy for what this movie should be. Like, and you know that from the opening frame. Like from the opening part of the trailer, when the dude walks in the house and he sees the cocaine bear come from the dark corner, and he's like, hey honey, we should leave. But before he can finish the sentence, he gets the fucking door taken down on him from the cocaine bear. And all the way through the trailer, this is the chef's kiss of the whole trailer that really brings it all together, is at the end of the trailer. I'm not going to tell you exactly what's going on because I want you to see everything leading up to it. But there is a bear that leaps into another vehicle in slow fucking motion. Dude,
incredible.
Yeah, and as it's happening, it's playing like fucking dubstep music in the background. So it's like, oh man, this is gonna be one of the best movies. Even like, and this is not even overhyping it. They would have to try very hard to make this a shitty movie based off of just the tone of that trailer.
Yeah, well, I like now the dialogue when I watch it, it's just every time anybody speaks, it's just the bear did cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the best part of it. Also, like the other side character is like, oh shit, that bear did a lot of cocaine. Let's see what happens to it. And then later on in the trailer, he's like, oh, that bear's fucked. Like just stuff like that is hilarious. And like, yeah, so like tonally it's perfect. Like they nailed it with script just based solely
I'm a big
off the
Elizabeth Banks fan too, but like, and she takes risks and she does cool things, but like I wasn't sure this was the direction she was going. And with the cast especially, like Felicity and Ray Liotta, like that doesn't sound like a wacky movie.
No, it doesn't. But then when you see Ray Liotta in the movie, you're like, okay.
Oh, you're like, oh yeah, old school Ray Liotta.
Yeah. Ray Liotta's had a hell of a tan and a big cocaine blowout right in the front. So like,
rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yeah. This is his final movie.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. What a way to go out.
Fucking way to go.
Dude, what a way to go out, Ray Liotta. So yeah, dude. That's my trailer recommendation, which is rare, but yeah, go watch the trailer for Cocaine Bear and get very excited. It comes out on February 23rd.
Hard to follow up Cocaine Bear.
It really is.
It really is.
Gotta love Cocaine Bear.
On Shudder, Slashback.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, Slashback is just like it's just like a kind of heartwarming tale, and I like movies that give us a little window into a world that we would never normally see, and I think that, you know what I mean. And like, you know, this movie takes place in I forget the name of it, but it is literally
near Greenland.
It's near Greenland. It's Canada technically, but it's like part of it, and they're Inuk people. And just takes place in a little tiny Inuk village, and it is will always be a sucker for movies about kids battling. We talked about it in the Skinner episode about the kids, how like people just don't believe them and they have to like take on the world. And
goes back to Attack the Block. Attack the Block was another one where you got youngins.
Yep,
they're fighting an invasion,
and they and it's just watching these kids, female leads, like take on like the like super rad aliens is just super fun. And like the
native kids too.
Yeah, native. That's what I'm saying. They're native kids. They're not, you know what I mean? And it's like they brawl with these, and it's just kind of cool because it kind of shows a little about them like life. It's got like, you know, like a little reservation dogs to it. You know what I mean? Like this is like some normal day-to-day operation here intermixed with like the you know, with the, you know, fighting of the antagonist. So it's
me and Graham talked about this when we were talking about this movie too, and this is actually something that worked in its favor. At the beginning of the movie, it was kind of like these kids are fucking dicks, like, but at the same time, it was just like,
well, they were mean to each other. Well,
yeah,
mean to everybody. But.
They were shitheads. But then, like, as the movie progressed, you're like, they kind of grew into their skin a little bit more and grew into their characters and their personality more, and it worked really well. Like their attitudes actually worked really well.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at the
Ryan and I talked about that too.
Yeah,
how, like they were dicks to each other, and Ryan brought up that, well, yeah, did you see where they live?
Right.
Like, they're not, like, it's pretty rough. And I was like, well, that's a good point. But like, as the movie goes, like they're all like battling each other here. We have video now. And then they just kind of tighten up as a group. And it was really cool. And I loved it. Loved it so much.
Yeah. And like, I just like left it feeling like I learned something a little bit about the world.
Yeah.
And like, you know, and
edu horror,
you know, and you know, and I mean, and like, and we have to be really honest as like, you know, like a cis white dude, mostly white dude podcast, you know, 2.5 white dudes.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, I'm not just fat faced, it's actually Asian. Like, so if you ever have a question about what Asian I am, don't worry, you're not going to fat shame me. Like, we can actually have that conversation.
but I'm just saying,
people are afraid of that shit. They're like, I don't know, he could just be fat.
It's just that you know, that we don't get peeks into those worlds often. You know what I mean? And I think that like filmmakers, whether it be Blood Quantum or anything like that, particularly like native life, we've never gotten a good depiction of in media. And so to see those honest depictions, to me, is like just such a crucial tool of media. And I just really enjoyed it. So
yeah,
love that.
Graham, what you got?
Is it my turn? You stole the bear.
You're gonna have to call in a pinch hitter on this one.
I may have recommended this before, but Vampira and Me. It's on Tubi. It's a documentary on about Micah Nurmi. She's basically the inspiration for Elvira, Morticia, Maleficent. Disney basically stole her look for Maleficent. And she predates Elvira and everybody. It's a great fucking documentary.
Are you saying Disney did something shitty? It's wild.
Yeah, no, I know, it's weird. It's weird to think, but it was something I don't remember exactly. But like they took her image, they used it, and then they kept using it without her being involved or something. And it was weird, but like, yeah, it's not a great ending, but it's not too tragic, I guess.
I mean, unless it ends in her making a lot of money based off of likeness rights, it's not gonna. I was gonna say it's not gonna be a great ending.
That's a good point. Yeah. So, but no, she was fucking cool. Like, it just came. She became this thing because she was dressing up for a party and somebody saw her and was like, "Oh, you want to do this or something?"
They were just like,
"Oh, shit!" That whole look became like a thing, and her scream and everything. Everybody stole that afterwards, basically.
It's trash.
But no, it's fine. Like, it was great inspiration for like Morticia and basically all the evil queens or whatever. I don't know. Like, she inspired a lot of really cool stuff. But you know, the first people never get the credit.
Never. Yeah, which sucks. But also, I mean, that sounds like a very interesting documentary, though. Like, I'm all about that.
It is. It's called Vampira and Me.
Vampira and Me. And you said it's on Tubi?
It is.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm all about that. All right. So my next one is going to be a Shudder movie that also just dropped, which I don't think either of you have seen it yet. A Wounded Fawn.
Oh, I want to.
Yeah. The trailer is really good. The trailer did a good job of telling you just enough wild shit to get you interested in the movie without giving away too much. It's very good, and I'm not going to get into a lot of details about it because there's a lot of stuff in it that's really cool to be surprised about. Cool. And it's very well done, like shockingly well done. I kind of thought it was going to be one of those ones I'd be a little iffy on, like a little bit like, all right, it was good, but like it was too weird or whatever. It's really solid. One of the better Shudder offerings in quite a while. So, yeah, A Wounded Fawn.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, that's back to me, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, shit! That means I need another one.
You gotta eat. You gotta find a fifth one.
I'm gonna put two. I'm gonna put the last two together, because they're not movie recommendations; they're just people recommendations. I'm going to start with Skinner, the artist. We had him on recently. I just got this shirt, this skin crawl shirt. If you have video, if you check us out on YouTube, you can see it. It's I'm wearing it right now.
It's so good.
It's so good, and just my communication with him and stuff like that, and just getting to know him, and he's really, really, really a good dude, and I just want to give a shout out to like he is really like one of the best artists and like one of the best people I've come across in this whole situation. Like I mean, and I'm gonna be honest with you, there isn't anybody we've interviewed that hasn't been super cool. I'm gonna be honest. Right. Like you can go through like everything that we've said, and we have after the taping's done, the conversations we have had have all been really cool, and everybody has been truly and everybody's very different. It's ranged from like some people a little bit more serious and like a little bit more to like
straight answers, less conversation
to some people who are just like, wow, let's do this,
we've had everything from straight up just like off the cuff like funny guests to like fucking Brian Usna giving us a 2-hour lesson on on body horror filmmaking where we just shut the fuck up and listen, like
and I just want to give a shout out to everybody and to come across guys like Skinner who are just like so amazingly talented. Go to Instagram immediately and follow the artist Skinner on there. Check out his art. It is like, it's like the best way I can describe it is like the least lazy. Like it is like so much. And like, it's just like, I know some graffiti artists who, I've heard of some graffiti. You watch them and you're like, oh, that looks great, but they keep going. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. You're always like, wow, that's amazing that you'll have it. He's like that. Like he leaves everything in, and he's like, he's just like, and he just goes after it. And he is honestly just like, in dealing with him, like one of the best people. So like, please go support Skinner.
Fuck yeah.
I'm also going to give a big shout out to Coast Contra. The hip hop group. They're one of the best projects I've heard in years, and I've suggested them multiple times.
Good.
They're so good. And I was in their top 2% of listeners on the Spotify Wrapped, and we're not going to get into the Spotify Wrapped, but I posted that on my story on Instagram and tagged them in it, and they got back to me, and we had a big conversation. And just to take that time out, and just like such a talented group of people, and like with like literally like one of like seriously like one of the best records I've heard, not even just this year but in years, and to take that time out, it's just like into like just be like, yo, that's what's up, thank you so much for being a listener and stuff like that. Like Wisdom and Chains also reposted it, so shout out to Wisdom and Chains. But like it's just cool to see like these artists who I have like I take music, and I particularly take hip hop very seriously, and that's not saying I won't have fun with stuff and listen to like this and that and stuff like that. But like to me, it's like hip hop matters. And so to get that like bounce back like that, like it just feels really good that there's still artists out there that are doing that, because we reach out to a lot of artists on this program, and no disrespect to anybody, because everybody's busy, and I get it. They get reached out for a lot, but it's hard to get a certain level of people to bounce back. And when they take that time to say, hey, you like, we'll give you a shout out, like that's everything to a super fan like myself. So
fuck yeah,
those are my last two recommendations: Skinner, Ghost Contra, and Wisdom in Chains, because Wisdom in Chains also one of the best hardcore bands out there. So.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, me.
Yeah, you got your last one.
Outlaw Wrestling. Outlaw Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
I went last night with Molly. We had the fucking best time. Dirty Dango, who is Fandango in WWE, who was the only reason, him and Tyler Breeze were the only reason I watched during that horrific few years that happened a little while ago. But they were the fashion police, and they were just amazing. I fucking love Dango and Breeze. But anyway, he was there, so we were very excited. When we got there, there was like a school, like PS. We kept calling them PS 619 because it's a wrestling reference, but like it was just this some PS, like, I don't know. The teacher was there. She brought them all. They all had their hoodies on, and they fucking lost their minds. And it was the most fun I've had at a pro wrestling event in years, because these kids came. It was probably like a dozen and a half, maybe.
Right.
And like one teacher like taking notes, I'm not even sure, but like they reacted to everything the wrestlers did in the most animated and spectacular ways. And like they were louder than every loud drunk adult there. It was so fucking cool. And Molly was like, I want them at every event we go to, no matter what it is.
Right.
And it was fucking fantastic. But that's the kind of thing that Outlaw specifically does. Outlaw Pro Wrestling is local here in Brooklyn. They go out, they do Jersey and Long Island and stuff too, I believe. But it's fucking fantastic. And it's such a blast. So support indie wrestling, especially. Like, I love all wrestling, but and WWE now even it's getting
honestly
better.
Yeah. Now WWE's been doing good.
But those indie wrestlers, man, those shows, nothing beats them. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, as the other person on the podcast that watches wrestling, I can say that because it's just not Ryan's thing, which is fine.
No, it's fine.
It's totally fine.
I'm totally supporting of you guys enjoying it. Like the other day when I had heard my whole life a Stone Cold Stunner, and I had no idea what the fuck that even was. Like, I could have Googled it, you know what I mean? But like, I also, but like, you know what? I wanted to give value to your knowledge, so I asked y'all in general.
We love that.
99%
of
the time,
people for recommendations,
right?
I like to hear from people.
But 99% of the time, when y'all are talking about like wrestling, like including right now, I just kind of click off. I just like I just go and I get it. Just like start thinking about like pancakes or something. Pancakes are delicious. That's it. Hot take. Recommendation: pancakes. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Pancakes are delicious.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a great wrestler. I got her shirt, Kaya Dream. She was fantastic. Molly, will you grab that shirt real quick?
The thing is, like, indie wrestling is one of those things that if you're a wrestling fan from back in the day at all, older wrestling used to have territories. And that's not a thing anymore. So instead of having territories, now you have indie wrestling that has these pockets of scenes and stuff like that. Yeah, which is dope. That's a dope shirt.
Has nothing to do with wrestling.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just her holding a drink.
Yeah,
and she was fabulous too. She was a really good wrestler. So.
And that's guerrilla marketing right there. That's fucking great. But yeah, indie wrestling is cool because now you have all these little pockets of like scenes and these pockets of, like these different groups like Outlaw that give more opportunities to people to build their craft,
Yeah.
And like
they always have like a big name come through. Like Dango was this one. They had the Ascension one time. Like
I know, like at one point, didn't Karrion Kross, when he was Killer Kross, didn't he do one of their shows too?
He was there, yeah. He was at the last one we were before that, and he was friggin' awesome, you know.
Yeah,
and those guys, you see them on TV, like Killer Kross and stuff, and then you see them at the indie shows having a little more fun, and it just makes everybody like have more fun. It's great.
Yeah,
but yeah, indie wrestling, Outlaw specifically, because that's my fucking shit.
Yeah. All right, my last recommendation.
Wait, didn't you start?
What's that? Didn't I start?
No, you started, right?
Oh, no, I did. Yes.
Yeah, it was you. Yeah. So my last one, Ryan, you and I both got into this one recently, actually. And it is a hip hop artist named Cal Scrubby. And dude, this fucking guy, which I did not, I saw.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, dude. I saw this guy randomly on a fucking Instagram reel, and I was like, okay, well, this is funny. And then I started looking up all of his shit, and I was like, oh, he's actually really good. And then his videos are fucking wild. So one of the songs that he did that went viral, that like people actually started to know who he was about, was a song called "Money Buy Drugs," and it's fucking hilarious. It's like it looks like a home shopping network fucking like type of a thing. And the song is hilarious. The song is talking about obviously doing drugs and, you know, having money to buy drugs, but then it goes into like cutting up a body and hiding it, and like it just goes into all this darker shit. And then he did a video called "My Phone Died," and holy shit, is it a good video.
So what's great about this is Jonas and I can enjoy this from two different angles, because Jonas is enjoying that it's funny and that the video is fucking clever and fun and super good. I'm going to enjoy it as a hip hop head because Cal Scrubby can ride a fucking beat. Like I mean, it's actually crazy how good it is. It's like it actually sent me down this like this sounds hilarious, but it sent me down this rabbit hole of white trap rappers and and it's not really like a genre. I love trap music. I really do, but I had never gotten into like the kind of like dirtbaggy like white dude side of trap.
Sure.
And I fucking dug it. Like I dug it hard, and like I'm actually like my next year Spotify Wrapped is going to look a little different. So it's but it's it's very good hip hop on top of being like funny and like novelty, because novelty and creative, but he actually is a very good rapper. Like he really does it, and the pen work is fucking super strong. The break, anyways, I'm not to geek out too much on, but it's very good. So sorry.
Yeah, no. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because that was kind of one of the things when I first saw the little clip of the video, I thought he was just gonna be like, you know, another fucking white rapper that was just gonna be like, okay, cool, it's a cool video, like, and I didn't think anything of it as far as like his actual MC work, but like he is very, very good. Like, and I went back and I listened to a lot of his other stuff. Here's the other thing. The dude is very self-made. Like he's an indie artist through and through, because if you go back and you look at everything that he does, like he is a self-marketer. He does his own thing, like as far as how he builds up his people and stuff, builds up his fans. He's not like, you know, a corporate artist in any way, shape, or form. But if you go back to a lot of his other singles and stuff that he's released, all of them are good. Yeah. And it's kind of crazy that all of them are good. And then his new album literally just dropped 2 days ago. And it's his new full
Casino.
Yeah. It's his new full album called Casino. And it's really fucking good. Like I'm looking
through some of these, and Unsigned.
Yeah.
Has 3 songs in a row. Smash Mouth, Blink-182, and Taylor Swift.
Hilarious.
Those are the names. So I'm going to listen to that as soon as we stop.
Yeah. It's like, and here's the thing. I'm not going to say that every song on that album is great, because it's not, but I would say that like 90% of them are fucking fantastic, which even for, 90% of an album being really good, that's still tough. Like
it's 10 Danzigs for me.
Yeah. So, so that's why he's my last recommendation, because I respected him first when I saw him just doing his video stuff, because it was like cool and creative and horror adjacent and dark and funny and like all those things. But then as I went back and listened to everything, I was like, oh fuck, this dude's like, he's good through and through,
Right.
So definitely somebody I would say, he dropped the new album, go check it out.
Sweet.
Give it some numbers.
I'm gonna just do one really quick notable. It doesn't really need our promotion, but I'd say go watch Wednesday. I have complaints about it, but otherwise I'm glad I watched it. So we can get into that another time.
Wednesday was dope.
Wednesday's dope.
Loved Wednesday.
And Jenna Ortega is
watching her
unreal.
blow up has been fantastic.
Yeah,
like she's so good at what she does.
Oh, and I have one other recommendation. We have a special thing coming up. We have
that's true.
This is actually the biggest recommendation.
This is the big spot.
This is the big shot. This is a huge announcement. It's a huge. Would you say it's a huge announcement?
100%.
Yeah,
I'd say it's a huge announcement.
I mean, this is breaking news.
Breaking
news. We have the first ever annual Another Goddamn Podcast Danzig Awards.
Another goddamn horror podcast.
Danzig Awards. You would think that I write that 100 times a day.
The AGHP Danzig Awards.
With the Danzig Awards coming up 2002. We got all sorts of great categories.
2022.
2000. What did I say?
You said 2002.
2002. That would be awesome.
Ryan's just super fucking excited.
That would be
awesome. So
awesome.
excited that he actually had amnesia for 20 years.
Here's just like here's what happened though is you all started talking about wrestling for a long time, and I haven't been able to bring it back completely.
Yeah.
I went
for what it's worth. 2002 in wrestling was not a good year.
Okay. So is that what they called the Attitude Era?
No. It was post Attitude Era.
That's post. Yeah. When was the Attitude Era?
What would it be like?
Late, early 90s.
No, that's
I guess through the 90s.
No, Attitude Era was more like 95 to 99. That was like
I guess so. Yeah.
That was like the Attitude Era. Yeah.
I have no idea what that means, and I actually don't want to, but I just wanted to. I've
heard
that before.
They talked about their dick a lot. That's really really what most of it was.
Okay, well, that's exciting, especially from steroid users.
There was some. Stone Cold came out of that though too.
Yeah.
Some of the wrestlers, some of the characters came out of that are all
The Rock,
legends.
Stone Cold, DX, like some
Undertaker, Mankind, Triple H, like those. Two. But anyway,
the big ones.
So first ever annual 2022 Danzig Awards. We got all sorts of best kill. I'm not going to even get into it. We're gonna announce it. All the short special coming up here soon, maybe Christmas Day. Of just all the nominees, and then we have a big show. A big show planned. Where
we got some cool shit coming up.
Event? A gala event?
A gala event?
A gala event. It's like that AC/DC song we got.
I already got my fucking outfit picked out.
Right. So it's for real.
And listen, like we're not going to give any spoilers on it because we're going to let it be surprises. But dude, we got some fucking cool surprises for
you.
We got
some cool surprises, and it's going to be like the Oscars, except we're way more slapping of comedians. So we're going to just slap comedians,
slap the shit out of people.
Slap the shit out. They're both going to slap the shit out.
You talk the wrong shit, we'll slap you right across the face.
I am the Will Smith. We're all Will Smith. You know what I mean? We're all Will Smith and we're all Chris Rock. So anyways, that's what we got coming up. And it's a big announcement. We've been working really hard on it. Graham has really put in some work. We got some cool art done for it. We've been reaching out and talking to some cool people. I'm really, really, really excited for it. So tune in for that. It's part of the one just to appreciate it. Giving awards.
And like it felt, honestly, it felt like the right time because 2022 was such a good year for horror.
It's absolutely, absolutely.
Like it really, their lists weren't going to cut it.
No,
exactly. Yeah,
and you know how much we love using Danzigs.
I love this.
Right. Danzigs were a big part of our list, so we had to give love to the Zig. Like we had
Danzig for us, and if you don't understand, is like the word Smurf to Smurfs. It's
right,
like
right,
you know what I mean. Like it's like it's a verb, adverb, noun. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's
even though he's kind of like Gargamel, like you know,
he's kind of like Gargamel. He definitely styles himself like Gargamel. Like anyways, but yeah, so we're gonna be cranking that out here shortly.
So excited.
So please tune in for that, the first ever annual Danzig Awards. So on that note, we're gonna get out of here, and thank you all for tuning in, and thanks for making 2022 such a great year. I mean, honestly, those numbers clicked in. And I sent it to my two Spotify Wrapped hating co-hosts of this program.
Is that you, Graham? And they were you, Graham, because it's me and you.
yeah. And they both actually really enjoyed reading
we did.
We had an amazing year. We had 95% more listeners this year. We had 26 countries. We're being one of the most shared shows, and that's all on y'all. And we love you, all the countries that listen to us, and thank you so much. When I look down those, I'm an analytics guy, and I look through those analytics, and I just think about y'all listening to the show, those places.
You guys don't want to know what he does when he thinks about how much you guys share and listen to us.
Exactly.
Just to jump on that, let me read off some of our crew, our army of the goddamned.
Fuck yeah.
Real quick, we got Drew Muldowney and Stephanie Gurley, Jason Daniels and Jake Jolly, Ron Knobloch, Kristen Pearl, Manny Velazquez, Katie Viking, Chris Fortune, Alan Graham, Bacon Bits the Cat, and our new one, Angela.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you so much, Angela, and everybody.
Yeah, thank you so
fucking
much.
Army of the goddamn rules.
You all are the best. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. You all the best, and let's I think 2023 is going to be a big year for another goddamn horror podcast and the Army of the Goddamned. And I foresee in the future so much fire and so much broken glass that we can't even be fucking held back. Love you all. Peace.